The last time you saw me on the vlog, it was late Friday evening after a team dinner on launch day at the end of launch week. And I was honest about how the launch had not gone the way that I had hoped it would go, and in fact had gone significantly worse than I ever could have predicted, and was still smiling through it, hopeful that something would change or shift, giving it more than 24 hours that more people would engage and enroll. And I signed off of the vlog and really genuinely thought, like, things are going to turn around. It's going to be okay. That was over a week ago. It's not getting better. That is not to say that there are not people that have enrolled. There's a very, very small, relatively small handful of people that have enrolled, and I'm very grateful for that. The projections that I made and the way that I needed this to go for my own financial well-being, I have been obliterated. Like, it is so far from what is feasible. It's not even like workable. This project that I spent the last 6 months working on and building with the intent of it supporting me financially, it's laughable in that regard. And laughable is the wrong word. I think it would be more appropriate to call it terrifying. I have not felt this alone and vulnerable and not quite sure what to do next since my marriage blew up. And I think that's why it's so emotional for me, is the way that I feel in my body right now reminds me of the way I felt then. And it's terrifying. I don't have the layers of protection that people might assume that I have or that other people have. I kind of got the short end of the stick in a lot of different categories of things over the last couple years as it relates to finances. And I have done the best that I can with what I have, and I'm grateful. I'm not putting this on anyone else, but I am being really honest about the fact that I have not felt this exposed and vulnerable and on the brink of potential like negative outcomes since my marriage blew up. I have not been myself for over a week. I have been doing the best I can, and that did not include vlogging or doing much creating. It has involved downshifting into this sort of like crisis management survival mode a little bit. I have contacted everyone I know to let them know I'm looking for a job. I don't know what to do, and I think that's what's throwing me for the biggest loop, is I feel like I always know what to do next, and I don't know what to do next. I know that I'm not alone, and I know I have people in my life that love me. But when it comes to stuff like this, when it comes to providing for myself and my kids, emotional support just doesn't solve the problem. It's great to have emotional support, but it does not put money in the bank. It does not pay the rent. It does not cover the bills. And that's my problem to solve. I feel like I am desperately scanning my environment for anything that will work, that I can do, that will provide a paycheck, while I continue to foster this creative work that I believe in, with the hopes that it will eventually take off and provide a sustainable income. But I don't know how long that will be. I don't know how long that will take. I don't know if that'll ever happen. So there's this weird kind of mix of things happening in my life right now. And I thought that launch week was the hard week, only to find out the week after launch week was so hard I couldn't even show up. And now I'm in the second week post-launch, and I'm not doing great. I'm really not doing great. While part of my brain knows it's going to be quote unquote okay, there's no guarantee that anything's going to be okay. There just isn't. I have a track record of hard times and something working out and it being okay. That doesn't mean that I haven't had to walk through really scary times to get on the other side and be okay. And I'm in the middle of a really scary time. And I know I'm not the only one that goes through really scary times, but that's where I am. Weirdly, and this is so weird, in the mix of all of this, I had already scheduled and booked to capture the content for the work I'm going to be putting out this summer inside the Confetti Collective, which involves like hosting these 2 really small events and having them photographed. On Monday night, I hosted the first of 2 small events, and tomorrow night I'm hosting the second of 2 small events. I could not feel less like doing any of this. I just feel like everything is like gripping me. I feel an inordinate amount of stress. It translates to not feeling safe, and I hate not feeling safe. So that's where we are. It is not a pretty picture. It is not what I expected or could have ever predicted, and yet here we are. Thanks for being here. Good morning. It is Thursday. I had a rough day yesterday, obviously. My purpose in showing up here this week is twofold. It feels good to accomplish small things and to stay somewhat on track. And filming the vlog has become part of my weekly rhythm, and it feels good to stay on track. And the second is, I don't think that we as a culture, as a society, do a very good job of sharing struggle in the moment or modeling what that looks like in real life. And particularly in the age of idealized imagery on Instagram, social media in general, movies, TVs, like we're just awash with the romanticized, beautiful version of things, very cleaned up. And people talk about struggle a lot. And this is no disrespect to anyone. It's not a judgment statement. I just know that if we have a glimpse into someone's struggle in their life, it is usually in the rearview mirror. It is usually after it has happened. It is after everything is okay. And to some degree, sometimes we cannot share in the moment what's going on. And I have been there. I have shut down creatively in the middle of crisis. But I also see the potential here to share with you, as it unfolds in real time, what it looks like to struggle and what it looks like to waffle and to not know what's going to happen next and to not have a happy ending in a very uncertain situation. So that being said, yesterday I shared very vulnerably where I am, how I'm feeling, what's going on. And I wanted to kind of like catch you up after I recorded that video, what happened next yesterday, and then where I am today. We're just going to take this like one small slice of time at a time. Yesterday, I left my house. I went to go run some errands, was startled by how undone I felt by the smallest of tasks. I was in the grocery store. I needed to get a list of things, and I kind of jumped ship halfway through and left and just kind of couldn't even finish my trip to the grocery store. It didn't help that when I got back in the car, I had a pretty difficult conversation with someone who I needed them to do something, and I can't really share the details, but it didn't go well. And I did not get the outcome I wanted. I caved, and it tipped me over the edge. I started crying. I couldn't stop. I was already pretty weepy, and it just sent me over the edge. So I sat in my car and I cried for a long time. And then I was able to kind of step outside myself and look at my own situation and be like, hey, I think it's time that you tell some people how not okay you are. I have learned that it is appropriate and helpful and good and safe to bring that scared part of ourselves in front of people who love and care for us well when it's time and we need love and care. So I reached out to my best friend and I texted and I said, hey, I need you to know how not okay I am. I'm really, really struggling. She was like, hey, I need to go run some errands around 2:00. So I'm gonna come pick you up and you're gonna go run errands with me. We're gonna go to Target and I need to drop this one thing off. And I was like, okay. She came by and picked me up which that feels like such a loving thing to do to me. It works for me. So we went to Target. She got a few things. I got a few things. We drove through the Chick-fil-A. She got me a Diet Coke. She dropped me off back at home. And then like the one thing that I had to do was I knew that I needed to go to Central Market to get a list of ingredients for this craft night that I'm hosting tonight, which like I feel like I'm in the twilight zone that I have to host something tonight. I have to host this craft night tonight because it has to get photographed tonight because my photographer is leaving the country with her family until school's back in. And if I don't get photographs of this craft event, I will not be able to create the work that gets released this summer inside the Confetti Collective. It is like pivotal that I capture these images so I have them so I can do the work in her timeline, all this stuff. So unbelievable as it sounds, in my current not okay state, I have to show up fully functional, fully on, fully photo ready, and host a craft night tonight with some people. So I've got to prepare the crafts, prepare my house, get the food. Like it's so much. I have to do it. So yesterday it was like non-negotiable. You have to go to Central Market and you have to get the rest of these ingredients. Otherwise, it's not going to be good on the day of the event. I came home after my Chick-fil-A Diet Coke, fully fueled by the caffeine and just getting out of the house with my best friend, and drove the 2 minutes to Central Market, got my buggy, had my list, and started walking around the store when I ran into my friend who also works at Central Market, and she stopped and we chatted and it was great. That conversation led to her telling me about a job opening in their corporate office that I am qualified for. So that felt like a win. I got my groceries, I came home, I applied for the corporate job at Central Market. I last week, through a friend of a friend, got a lead on a job inside a commercial construction company for kind of an executive assistant, office manager, project accountant situation hybrid thing. So I have applied for that job. There have been many other like leads that have fizzled, that have been like, I think that oh no, they're not hiring. So all of my network-based leads have kind of turned into duds. So I have officially applied for these 2 jobs. So yesterday, all that to say, I did go to Central Market. I got the things that I needed. I brought them home. I ended up hearing about a job opening, so I applied for that really quickly. And then I went and attended my daughter's senior night at RUF. That was really special and sweet. And then came home and went to bed. So that was my day yesterday. It started really rough. I had some interventions with some people. I had a Diet Coke. I got a little bit of stuff done. I woke up this morning, and because I have to be on tonight and there's no way out of it, I cannot cancel, I am okay because I need to be okay. I'm able to show up because I know that a lot is riding on tonight. I feel a little more like activated and energized in a good way. I'm able to accomplish some stuff where yesterday I felt like I couldn't accomplish anything. I have washed my hair, dried my hair, styled my hair, but I have not put on my makeup. I have not painted my nails. I have not gotten fully dressed. The great news is about tonight is the menu is designed to be 0 cooking required. So it's all just like assembly food, which is a gift I'm giving myself. So I'm going to assemble the things that need to be assembled and then just put them out. So that's a win. I want to be honest about how this feels. And while today feels better and different than yesterday, it's still this low hum of anxiety and fear and abandonment to some degree. It like reminds me that I feel very left. I feel very small. I feel very vulnerable. I'm doing everything I know how to do to gently care for myself. But this is what struggle looks like in real time. Okay, those are all my words on this Thursday. Stay tuned. Okay, it is the end of the day on Thursday. It was a wonderful evening. It was really easy to pull off because the menu was no cook and I had all the supplies, and the people that came over were some of my favorite people, and just
Great evening. I'm grateful I did it. It feels really good to have that under my belt and finished. I don't have any job updates. No emails came in, no conversations. So just same place I was when I started the day. But I did have a great craft night with a lot of great people, and that was really fun. The food was delicious. I cannot wait to share this package with you. That's all I have for today. We'll pick it back up tomorrow. Okay, I'm here on a Saturday morning, which is rare for the vlog. I usually don't vlog on the weekends, but I felt like I wanted to kind of like carry this over a little bit. Yesterday, I had a really great reset day. I cleaned up everything from craft night, put everything back where it goes, kind of got my house back in its normal condition. I made a list titled things that it would feel really good to get done today. And I was very gentle about it, but there were some things that I just knew that if I can accomplish these small things, I'm gonna feel better by the end of the day. One of the things that was really important that I needed to address was I needed to make a list of everything that I needed to get done work-wise to catch up from basically not doing anything last week. I completely just took an entire week off. That was the right decision. I really didn't have it within me to do it, but now I find myself in a position where in order to step back into the normalcy next week of posting and publishing and creating, there's a little bit of catch up I need to do. I really have this wide open weekend all to myself, and I'm going to use that to as much as I can without tipping myself over my capacity point. I'm gonna get caught up. I really want to step into next week feeling like not ahead of schedule, but I've made up the ground that I've lost. That's what I'm planning on doing this weekend. I also wanted to give a little update. Friday morning, I got an email back from one of the job applications. This is the job application at a commercial construction company. And so I have an interview set up for Monday morning. One part of my brain really can like romanticize a situation and get infatuated with it before I know anything about it and think like this is the answer to all of my problems, only to be like severely disappointed when those expectations aren't met. And the other side can start to get really afraid of how in the world am I going to work 40 hours a week outside of my home and maintain everything that I'm currently doing? Like at first glance, I don't see how that's possible. So that can kind of freak me out a little bit. Also, I have not worked for someone else in the better part of 2 decades. I've always worked for myself. It's just a very weird reality to imagine, but here we are. I need a job and I have an interview Monday morning, so I'm hopeful about that. I'm gonna go grab a few groceries because I think it would feel good to kind of restock my fridge and pantry. We are down to nubs. We've just eaten through all our staples. So I'm gonna go grab a few groceries, come home, turn on some music, open my computer, and start to gently chip away at the things that need to get done today. Really slow, quiet, productive day today. Oh, hello, kitten. I was able to cross a lot of things off of my catch-up list, and oh, okay, kitten's messing with my tripod, and now she's giving herself a bath. Okay, this is not the time. A really good friend of mine has a birthday party tonight, and despite feeling not social at all, I am going. My best friend is going with me. We're going, just the two of us, walking together. It's always easier to walk into something with a friend. I'm wearing a dress that I really like. It's got this big giant bow on it with a cardigan. I didn't even wash my hair. I just like pulled it back into a messy bun. Red lip, pink cheeks, eyeliner. And I'm gonna go to this birthday party. I did warn my best friend. I was like, I don't want to stay very long and I need a safe word in case it's like, gotta go. So that is going to be the end of this vlog this week. I'm gonna cut it off here. I'll dive back in next week. It has been quite a ride this week. Quite a ride. I feel better today than I have felt all week, and that feels like a win. So I'm just gonna ride the win and go have fun at a birthday party. Thanks for being here as always. See you next week.